Well, welcome, folks, to Wisconsin, to the Sheboygan County, and a place famous for, well, a few things. The beauty of its natural terrain, the deliciousness of its cheese curds, and one of the most phenomenal racing circuits you will find anywhere on Earth. This is Road America at Elkhart Lake. Welcome to the NTT INDYCAR Series on Fox.
As we see the fans out in full force already for first practice, which is just commenced as the entire swarm of Indy cars heads to the track for an install lap.
There's only about 5 or 6 cars left on pit lane. It's great, it's what you love to see. We're not having a split practice session either today, folks, because the course here is so long. Lap times around the 1:40 40s. It is such a unique track.
Well, I could have sworn that I saw a few people that looked like they spent the night in the courtyard as I was walking to paddleboard this morning at about 7:30.
Brake dust already kicking off the front right of Louis Foster on the hard braking zone down there at Canada Corner.
This is actually turn 5 brake zone. And if you look out the right-hand side, yeah, this is something you're going to see a lot of, and gives you a great appreciation for all of the energy. And we talk about energy so much with hybrid regen and deployment, but that energy also has to be expelled on the brakes.
I just love these onboard shots here from Road America. You know what? Let's follow young Nolan Siegel for a lap around this iconic racetrack.
Shall we?
No radio.
So here's turn 1. It's faster than it looks. Downhill into turn 3. So important to get a good exit out of here. Struggling a little bit to get the power down. Then next, hard brake zone down into turn 5. You're going to go all the way from 180 something miles an hour down to about 55.
I like this bit. Blind.
Car gets so light at the top of turn 6 here, using all the curb at the exit. Don't be afraid of it, Nolan. Get out there, use it. Little lift in turn 7. You're going to get braver and braver through there. As you get through the weekend, the rubber goes down. You put on those reds for qualifying. Here's turn 8. And then one of the best in the business here. Flat out through the kink. Eventually. Not there yet. And then down into turn 12, also known as Canada Corner.
I think you said that already.
Canada Corner? Yeah.
What's it called?
And this little section here, nice short shift up, blind entry into turn 13. And then right past this, right here is the all-start finish line. So for practice and qualifying, that's where the timeline will be. And then this final corner, easy to get it wrong. How many times do we see drivers dropping wheels or having spins out of 14?
Well, it's downhill into 14. It begs you to try harder on entry, and if you cook it too much, you can get wide, and it kills your speed all the way up this straightaway as Nolan Siegel gets back close to 180 miles an hour for turn 1.
Dev DiFrancesco out on track and was out off track as well while we were in break. Down at 5.
This stage, you got to find the limits, and he found that. Big left front lockup down into turn 5 through the gravel. But that's what you do this time of day.
Wow.
That's a big one, though.
Absolutely
punishing
that left front. See all the brake dust coming out of the right side, but pretty big miss on brake bias there because the rear looked pretty locked down. Let's take another look at the Manitou car.
He's only on his second flyer, so tire temp definitely not up yet. Brake temp maybe still getting there. And being the first session for these guys, track's still a little bit green.
Hard. As Devlin DiFrancesco just went for another ride. Again, inside front lockup, this time the right front because it's a right-hand corner, but similar issue to what put him off maybe on the same lap at turn 5.
Figuring out how not to drive each corner so that he can figure out how best to drive each corner.
That's part of how it works.
That's part of how it works.
You can't find the limit until you go over it.
Riding on board with the man who finds himself second in the championship, Pato O'Ward, after another podium last time out in St. Louis. Here's a little look at what happened to him just a few moments ago out on track. Pushing the limits. finding the limits, just not huge.
Look at how violent the car shakes, and it's been an issue here in the past in terms of cracking headers, the exhaust coming off the engine because of that violent oscillation.
And they do that intentionally, right? They're trying to discourage you from using all that racetrack, but at the same time, they don't want it to be grass or gravel and create unnecessary full course cautions with drivers getting beached. So there's an amount of that kind of curbing that you do take. You're looking at about a half car width. As soon as you've got all four wheels over that white line and onto that sort of serrated edge, that's when it gets progressively deeper and rougher and slower ultimately. I love these onboards from the nose of an Indy car. This is the XPEL Chevy of Scott McLaughlin through the never-ending carousel. This corner's got a pretty big elevation drop kind of right here in the middle. It's hard to see from TV, but it's about a 8 to 10 foot drop. It's pretty serious.
Let's just sit back and enjoy top speed here, almost 190 miles an hour.
This reminds me of the Nordschleife. Just how tight it is, how much it really closes in.
Not much of a lift there at 13. That's how you know the car's handling pretty well. Grip's pretty good. He's P6 on the charts right now. 145.9, about 4/10 off the number 10, who's in first, of Alex Palou. Surprise, surprise.
Okay, and how close was this as two drivers came off pit lane together?
Getting a little racy, side by side through turn one. There's no quarter given.
James, behind the scenes, what was the relationship like between these two as, his teammates?
Yeah, it was good, and I think it still is good. And that's good hard racing right there. It's that solid yellow line that you're not allowed to cross. Once you get to the dash line, all bets are off and you can go racing. So, but no, these two, they worked well together. They've got actually kind of a similar approach. They have a similar demeanor in a lot of ways when it comes time to get down to business. They're both sort of quiet guys, but fiery behind the wheel, know what they want, know how to ask for it. And I think they complemented each other very well as teammates.
Thanks, Jack. 26 running slow out on track. As we understand it, he may have gone off track. He has. Did he find the gravel in the same way as Dev? No. Managed to keep it just out of that little puff of gravel as he runs through. Let's have a look on board.
Might have locked up the rears. No, left front, just like Devlin DiFrancesco, just not quite as extreme. I mean, the times are a second, 2 seconds slower, and now issues for Santino Ferrucci over in turn 13. This might have been a very big off. Let's watch.
Yeah, that turn 13 is so easy to get loose there. The car gets super light over the rise. He had a correction, kind of overcorrected, locked up the brakes, luckily avoided the tire wall.
Just avoided this. I'm guessing this was a bit of a tank slapper through the left-hander. Let's watch. Whoop. That's kind of like a MotoGP high side, and yeah, I mean, he almost got into the concrete there. Going about 155 miles an hour.
Red flag.
Unable to get it started with the hybrid system, and so IndyCars had to throw the red to go collect him.
Lucky escape for him through there. That could have been a pretty big impact. I'm hearing that the 15 is off as well. That's Graham Rahal.
Similar to his teammate, down at 5. Devlin DiFrancesco. So I got to think, James, that we're just seeing a lot of brake bias migration in terms of the grip that's available as the tire's wearing. It seems like the fronts are falling off quicker than the rears. Yeah. All these long radius, long duration corners putting huge demand on the fronts.
You see him down there maybe trying to adjust the bias before he got into the corner. Tries to do the speedy turnaround, doesn't quite get it all the way done.
It's kind of a hockey stop.
Yeah, it was a bit.
It was. A big puff of brake dust from Palou as the 6 of Nolan Siegel runs wide at turn 5.
Oh, and he'll be going, oh, I was on a good lap. Just locked up this left front. We'll ride on board. Same driver, same situation.
As Kiffin Simpson jumps up to 3rd.
Down in turn 1, one of the fastest sections of the track.
Oh, he's way off.
Not at all. Did he have some kind of an issue, like a significant loss of front brakes?
That was weird. Big lift.
Well, yeah, he lifted very early.
Why did he lift it? Maybe they tell him that there was an issue or tire going down. That was bizarre.
And then, yeah, he just sort of turned. It looks like he turned in a bit late. It's almost like he was trying to lift and let someone go, but there was no one else there. So
it didn't seem like he had a lot of front braking potential, if any, going on there.
Very strange.
Yeah, I mean, damage done to those Firestones, which is tough. That set has to go back to IndyCar, but the teams can use it again only in final warm-up Sunday morning. Let's try to watch one more time. So he's off everything here. And like he doesn't look like he was trying to make the corner.
Yeah, that was.
It looks like he was trying to stay offline.
Very bizarre.
Yeah, we'll have to get a word with him at some point to figure out what the cause of that was.
As we understand, the checkered flag is out. That's
peculiar.
It's a little weird.
Because normally, again, in the pre-race notes, it said that if we get going with less than 3 minutes to go, they have the right to. I guess they're not required to let everybody have one flying lap, and they will not get it. So unfortunately, not a clear run, not a clean run for a lot of these drivers on those soft tires.
Good to get a little bit of experience, though, just at the end of this session.
But you know what? It's not just about lap time. In fact, it shouldn't be. It should be about getting a read on your race car. So whether it's coming out of the pits and doing it over just a partial lap, you want to get a read and collect that data. That's what practice is all about.
So Kirkwood will be the fastest man on a 1:44.988 from Devlin DiFrancesco, who had a great end to the session, learning all the while. Even if it started off scrappy, it ended up fast. Power third, then Newgarden, Lundgaard, McLaughlin and Malukas, Foster, Palou and Kiffin Simpson, your top 10.